Remember how Paul wouldn't let us smoke in the studio?
Yeah.
What a dick.
Hell yeah. He was like, no, it's going to mess up my equipment.
It's bad
or
for the
whatever.
gear. Which it probably is bad for the gear, but...
Don't smoke directly on your mic.
Yeah, don't blow on the microphone. But that's what the pop filter's for. That's what the foam filter's for.
I just hit that bong so much, so hard that water went up.
Did you get water?
Yeah, I got water.
Well, it looks like it's streaming live just fine right now. This is exciting. We are live. We might as well start the show.
Yeah, I guess.
I feel
I've
like
already
that would
admitted
be-
to a lot of stuff I need.
I feel like that would be it. All right. Well, I'm gonna, dude. I've got this thing where I just play random intro music that is fully licensed.
Of course.
It is so. I don't know if it's illegal or not because I give credit where credit is due.
Okay.
And I'm not making fun of them. I'm just like,
You're not
awesome
making money.
song. I'm not making money right now.
No, this is all your love, your passion.
Yeah.
I think that's more than okay.
Yeah.
It's not Metallica, is it?
No.
Yeah, they still sue. They're still suing. Remember in 2000 when they started suing? They haven't stopped.
They've been suing for 17 years. That's why their shows are so expensive.
Hell yeah, they
Because
are.
they just have to. They have to afford the lawyers.
And the thunder drums. Did you know about that?
No.
So instead of playing guitar and metal, Metallica now has a thunder drum song, which they do.
What?
Yeah, so the thunder drum, if no one knows, is a Japanese style of, or an Asian style of drumming,
Okay.
to where you get a huge timpani-style bass drum, and
Okay.
you just go at it, and it's to mimic, the thunder rhythms. And Metallica does this now.
Of course Metallica does it
Yeah.
now. Fucking Metallica.
All four of them, too.
I'm
It's
sure.
Lars'
Oh, I'm
best
sure.
drumming.
All right, let's start this show. Be quiet.
Call up Trudy on the telephone.
Welcome to Infomation, everybody. I am Brent Gill, your host. That right there is Charlie Daniels, Trudy, from his 16 biggest hits. I fucking love that song, by the way. When I was going down to a friend of mine, Kristen Rand's wedding, her mom's name is Trudy.
Yes.
And I just kept call up Trudy on your telephone. I was really enjoying it. Welcome to the show, everybody. We have a fantastic lineup for you today. We are streaming live right now on Facebook right now. So if you, you wouldn't be listening to this and you couldn't tune in because this episode is released later. But randomly, we will record and stream live while we are recording. Just check us out, facebook.com/infomation. Big thanks to Sexpot Comedy for helping us put this video and podcast out into the ether. On the lineup for today, we have the latest Florida Man story, followed by Jimmy, what the fuck is going on with Jimmy John? And then our next story, and final story would be what NASA engineers do on their day off. In the studio here today, in the Infomation Studios, which yes, it may have a bed in it, but it's not a bedroom. It is a studio that happens to have a bed in it. And stuff. We have Roger Norquist. Roger Norquist, welcome to the party, man. Up top, high five.
Up, high fiving?
Yeah. Hope people could hear that on the mic.
It was a pretty shitty high five. We could do it again.
it's
Ready?
good.
There we
Fuck
go.
yeah, that was
They
definitely
heard that.
That spiked the microphone.
Roger and Brent spiking microphones since '97.
Roger, welcome to the party, man. Roger, I have known you my entire comedy career. Like you and I were driving down to Denver 3, 4, 5 nights a week.
Indeed.
From I was in Boulder, you were in Westminster.
Yes, halfway.
Yep. And there were some times where we should not have been driving.
No.
Holy
okay,
shit.
so fun fact about us, we would get drunk all the time.
Real drunk.
And then Brent would be like, dude, check this out. And then he would parallel park into the tightest parking spot he could find. Like there would be open ones, and he'd be like, nah, dude.
Nah, check this out.
Yeah.
I'm really good at it.
You were
very good at it.
You're really good. He never hit a car.
And it was an SUV too. It looked like an Isuzu Trooper. It was a big
It
little
blew
whip.
my mind.
It was great. I
A
was
lot.
really good at
I
it.
had a fucking Toyota Corolla, and I could not fit into some of the spots he was finding.
Oh man, I was a master, dude. So we drove down a lot. We did all. I mean, shit. My first open mic was Cosmos. Remember
Yeah,
that
mine was
shithole?
too.
Oh god, Cosmos was a storage closet turned into a comedy venue in the backside of a bar on basically
Call it what
Colfax
it
and
is.
Calumet.
It was a rape den.
It was a rape den, yes. In fact, they got arrested and shut down for giving drugs and drinks to underage.
Indeed.
Yeah, it was gross. So that's where comedy starts. So
Uh-huh.
for those of you who are listening who are comedians, I just want to let you know that's how
That's how shit began.
that's how stuff begins. Yes. So just a heads up there. I did just turn up the microphone a little bit, so hopefully that turned the volume up for you listeners at home on this output there. Now, Roger, you are doing a show yourself that I thoroughly enjoy called The Bible Goes West.
Indeed. We're doing it together.
Fucking A, man. That is, well, you're doing most of the work.
I
am.
am.
I'm just reading lines.
I'm reading the Bible and then making jokes hopefully happen.
Yeah, it's pretty fantastic. What made you want to do that? So basically what the show is it, well, you tell me what the show is, because I have my idea of it.
I think it is a verse translation of the Bible. I'm going book by book through the Bible and line by line and translating the lines into a Western tale. And that's what I think it is. My girlfriend says it's a serial podcast, and I went, that's stupid.
Well, you could do seasons of it.
I am. The next season's coming up.
Because it was the season of Genesis.
Yes. Season Genesis.
Season Jenny.
And then next will be season Exodus.
Okay. And then what's after that? Do you have any idea?
I think it's Leviticus.
Have
but
you
I'm
read
not
the Bible
sure.
before?
I've read the Bible multiple times.
I have never
went to
read the
school-
Bible.
You'd have no idea what I went to school for.
I was a Catholic. I was confirmed Catholic, and I have never read the Bible in my life.
Yes, I read the Bible like 5 times in college because I went to school for creative writing and literature.
Whoa.
So while you were all
because
doing
it is
your-
creative
yeah,
writing.
journal-
The Bible is
much
very
so.
creative.
That's the academia's stance on it too.
Is that it's creative writing?
Indeed.
So they made you read the Bible?
It's one of the books you can choose for a number of classes, and I was
Whoa.
like, "Well, I know these stories already, so it's going to be easier to go through." You
And
know,
was it
'cause
the
when
worst?
when you watch the movie to a book, you can get through the book easier. At
Sure.
least I can.
Sure.
So I already knew all these tales, so I was like, "Oh, I know, I can skip."
Because
a
you
few
watched
passages.
the movie Passion of the Christ.
I did.
That makes sense.
So I knew all that already. I knew the tale of Ezekiel from that. So Ezekiel was really easy to get through.
Now, the thing I like about this show is it's I call it asinine. Like, it's completely ridiculous.
Yes.
Like, I love it.
It's
to
one of the
death.
most irreverent things I think I've ever done.
I play the the dude who wrote the book, basically, and the narrator, J.E. Tucker.
Which is your creation.
And it was on a total riff too. It was like by J.E. Tucker, because that sounds like it works. you
Yeah,
know?
and I was like, yeah, it works.
Like, fuck yeah, that's who wrote it. Done. And I loved it. And reading through, it's funny because reading through your version of the Bible, being my first time reading the Bible,
Yes.
it's really it's opening up. I'm like, God, this is what they said, and you're like, well, yeah,
Enough. The cadence
it's
is
pretty
there.
close. It's pretty close. And it's I have so much fun doing it, and it's pissing some people off in the world.
Yeah, I get less emails than I used to. It kind of goes in circles, but
Okay.
a lot of hate mail overall.
Really,
A lot of passages of the Bible misquoted to
like
me.
damning you.
Yeah.
Thou shalt not deface the Bible's book of the Lord, or whatever.
And meanwhile, I now will email people the Bible quote that salvation comes from the gestures with a middle finger.
Jesus. Can you remember what the best, or like one of the best hate mail topics was, or like what they used for it?
To be honest, it was the first one.
Yes.
And the very first email I got
The first email period.
from this project said, this is an unmarketable idea. You need to stop. This is blasphemy. and you will go to hell for what you are doing. And then it quoted
man.
a passage from the book of Job, which he misspelled.
Tell me he spelled it like Joe Bluth from Arrested Development.
He did.
Did he really?
No, he
Oh,
did
God,
not.
that'd be so great.
I'm pretty sure it was a typo. He spelled it Jobie, and I was all like,
Joby?
close.
Oh man, God damn. Now, that is so you're going through every book of it. Do you?
To be honest, I skipped some books. The genealogies I did condense into one book called The Killology of the West.
And that's when we killed everybody.
Yeah, that's 3 books of deaths just kind of condensed.
So that's why it's
together.
like 56 lines of like, and then this person killed this person.
Yes, it
and
is.
that person killed this person, and in the Lord's name. Yeah, I get it. God,
It had to happen.
I love that voice.
I was looking at the Bible, and I felt guilty if I did not include the genealogies in some way.
Right.
I was like, this just doesn't make me feel good. We just did the finale.
Yeah.
Which
the
is
Christmas special was also really fun too.
Yeah, that was something on the spur of the moment. I was like, you know what, Brent, we're doing a Christmas
I like
special.
the Christmas special. I thought that was fun.
A lot of that is Denver comedy singing the songs that I wrote in the worst fashion I told them to. They were all like, this doesn't sound good, Roger. And I was like,
Perfect.
don't worry
That is
about
exactly what I want.
it. Yes.
That is what I'm looking for.
It's the premise overall, what we created, me and Brent here, is that J.E. Tucker's a man from, you said Montana, maybe?
I think that's correct.
And he has a buddy named Clarence.
Yes.
Which is...
He's the audio engineer.
Yes, which is me overall, as Brent stares at me cursing.
Clarence!
And then, for the Christmas special, I got Timmy Lasley.
Sarah Hake was
Sarah
in there.
Hake was in there. I think Joe Gray and Jay Gillespie.
Yeah, Jay was definitely in there.
And I had them sing in horrible, horrible country tones and twangs. Silent Night.
Oh, man.
You had the best one overall. I gave you lyrics to a song that I refused to have you play the song to. So you just sang lyrics to a song that wasn't being played in your microphone, if I remember. And you nail it.
I have a way with with shitty music. I'm such a bad singer. It was.
But I guess we digress from that. The finale is.
The finale.
I decided, like halfway through, me and Brent decided that the show needs to be good.
That is true.
And we added all sorts of references and shit.
Yeah.
We go from Naked Gun to the finale, which is just Quigley Down Under, and the story of Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat mashed into one. Still verse translation, though. Done verse by verse
yes.
of the Bible, just I threw in a lot of Quigley.
It's very accurate. I would recommend sharing it with your children. It is.
There's actually less cursing than what I've already used.
Really?
on this show. Yeah, you keep it really clean. We do good.
Well, it's because you write the lines. It's not just riffing.
All right, fair enough.
You know. Although I do talk about when we were talking about that prosty. She had a backside that was so bustuous you could eat a dinner for 4 on top of it or something, something.
Yeah, you do a lot of improvising, and it makes it damn good. I was listening, and I feel bad for saying it, but fuck it. I was listening to this New Comics podcast. He left his SD card at the studio I record at sometimes,
You're
and
such a dick.
I needed an SD card, first of all, to remove files so Wally could have them.
Fair.
There was a reason, and then I was like, what else is on here?
Yes.
And he recorded 5 intros. And then, like, all sorts of other stuff. He's like, this quite isn't perfect.
This quite isn't?
Well, I don't know. This isn't quite perfect, I guess is
Come
how a
on, you're
human
the
would say
writer.
it.
This quite isn't perfect. Thanks, Yoda.
But he obviously is trying too hard. Well, me and you were like, you know what? That was perfect.
Yeah, we do 1 take, maybe 2, unless I want to improvise something, and then we just kind of bang it out.
People are trying too hard.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
you just
true.
have fun, and I think that translates through
Most times it
through the
does.
Bible Goes West,
Right?
to be honest.
I love, it's a fantastic show. The Bible Goes West. You can find it on sexpotcomedy.com, or if you Google it, it's on all the podcasts.
I'm doing good
networks.
this time in my project. I was all like, you know what? People want to listen to it. Make it listenable.
Yeah, that's important. That's important, dude.
I just learned
That's
it.
why I was so. That's why I was so anal about getting a good setup here. Is because I didn't want. God, the last thing I want is fucking shitty audio quality, and I hate it when people have to hold their mics.
Yeah, that's
I
annoying.
fucking hate it when people. The only person I'll make hold their mic is when I have a character on here.
Oh yeah, 'cause
Or
they
I'm
move.
sorry, excuse me, a special guest.
My favorite thing about Denver comedy is that all their characters are just their heads moving in wacky ways. I do it too. Like, don't get me wrong.
I
My
do it as
characters
well.
are also just like oogly boogly.
I just imagine Stephen AJ with his big eyes, just which. All right, I'll do it for the live stream.
Denver comedy. Character creators extraordinaire.
I gotta fucking figure out which camera I gotta look at. There's too many behind me.
It's that one apparently.
Nope, that one, this one. There it is. Okay. Oh, man. Well, Roger, thank you again for joining us. Let's hop right into this. We got 3 great stories to go after. We're going to start with the latest Florida man. As my Info Nation knows, we love our latest Florida man stories here. And this one is a doozy and a dooey. Ryan Stiles,
Famed comedian and improviser.
from Whose Line Is It Anyway, has really let himself go and turn into a redneck. It is unfortunate, and I think that's why a lot of news outlets now are starting to put in middle names so they sound like serial killers.
Yes.
Like Ryan fucking Redmond Style. I don't know why I went with. I feel like Jonathan.
First
would
of
be his
all,
middle
if
name.
it's Ryan Redman Stiles, that's a killer.
Pull that man over. We're going to need a TSA pre-check this guy. Or, excuse me, we're going to need to check this guy.
Sometimes probable cause is acceptable.
Yeah, right? So Ryan Stiles is facing charges of DUI, reckless driving, hit and run, and threatening a public servant after he live-streamed his police chase on Facebook Live last week. Fuck yes. This guy is the man. Like, if you're going to go out with a bang. You know what I mean?
I don't normally also support the deeds and acts of meth heads and crazy rednecks, but hell yeah, he did everything
he did
right.
It all, dude.
Yeah.
He nailed it.
The video starts and you're like, this guy's insane, and then you're like, get it.
Yeah. He pops on the video, and it's right in the midst of the chase here, and he apparently within minutes the police started getting phone calls because people were watching this on Facebook Live. And I somewhat wonder if the algorithms or whoever is like in charge of Facebook Live to see what gets put up first in your thing. It's like, try this live video. They're like, oh, fuck yeah, try this live video. And so
the cops have a long string of watching crazy YouTube videos. It's basically Tosh.0 up in there.
Yeah, right. That's how we're solving crime now. Is watching videos. Like, all right, they're alive now. Let's go get them. We know. Is that the corner of? Okay, that's the corner of Terry and Magnolia Street. Go.
Go.
So this is in Clearwater, Florida, where the guy drove from Clearwater to Caladesi Island, damaging at least one unoccupied vehicle. He's flying down the beach. Not on a street. He's driving down the actual beach. And he said the reason why he did this, before I play the video, because I do have the video as well, which it's the audio that's kind of important. But I will always post this in the show description as well. The reason he did this was because he was upset after an earlier meeting that he had with the public defender on a previous charge he had for resisting arrest. This guy's got to have it.
Sometimes you just got to resist authority. You
Yeah,
know?
right?
No
Sometimes
gods, no masters.
You got to tell authority to go fuck themselves, you know? So he got pissed off, hopped into a car and drove to his girlfriend's house, who apparently kind of kicked him out.
This was the last straw.
Kind of pissed as well. So it was about 5 minutes long. We're gonna cruise through this a little bit, just so you can hear what this guy sounds like, because it's.
We try to get rid of all the wind for you.
It's pretty priceless.
Oh shit, I'm trying to straighten out this goddamn wobble, bruh.
Oh man,
He's on a crowded beach.
he's
trying
on a dude flying down a crowded beach,
trying to get out that wobble.
and then he
Break!
bam, and then he drives through.
Shit!
Crash parade.
Roger, you've watched this video far too many times.
My girlfriend loves YouTube videos, so I watch a lot of
We're
them
gonna
now.
die tonight, guys.
We're gonna die
We're
tonight,
gonna
guys.
goddamn die.
And then I think
We're on the goddamn beach.
if you
We're
listen
gonna
carefully,
die.
you also hear his phone going mad with text messages.
Woo!
That's true.
Hey, bruh. Oh shit, protected child.
There it
There
is.
it is.
After he says protective child alert.
Goddamn, what?
And he is just cruising, like he's like making like left and right.
Hey, look at them all, bruh. God damn, it's about 100 of them, goddamn, man.
He tried to like actually count it and realized, oh, there's less than 100.
There's so many of them right now, I'm about to fucking get in. They're about to shoot my ass, bruh. Look at them all, bruh. Look at them.
And then he'll stick his phone. He'll stick his phone outside the fucking car as he's driving through. He's driving.
Yeah,
through chairs
he's
and
going
shit.
one-handed.
Got so many goddamn police behind us right now. We're fucking hitting tack right now, bruh.
He runs
Look
over.
at this shit. Look at this shit.
They threw road spikes,
Yes.
tire spikes.
You know, the stuff that goes on the road, they're all like, I guess there's a
I
beach
guess this
application.
works. Let's try this out. The guy who created those is like, fuck yes. And then let's see. Here we go. This is a good little clip.
They goddamn hit my motherfucking. They hit the goddamn spike strips, bruh. They hit the goddamn spike strips on me, bruh. I got two goddamn flat tires, bruh. Oh my god, seat buckle off, ready to take a dive, bruh. Woo! Going down in history,
There it vibrates
bruh.
again. Going down in history, bro. Oh man, what a great way to go down.
Hell yeah.
Like if you're gonna go to prison, you might as well be like, no, I was the dude that did this. Like, all right, you're cool.
I'm a crazy motherfucker.
Yeah, you don't know what I'm gonna do. Oh, and by the way, the video ends with him taking a giant swig of Canadian Mist whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
Because of course it did.
I'm not going to go to jail sober.
Oh man.
So he also, the charge was threatening an officer?
So he's getting charged with threatening a public servant,
Okay.
hit and run, reckless driving, and DUI.
I'm
Presumably
thinking,
because they saw him take a swig at like, cool, tack it on.
see, I was thinking, so there's a line in there that you unfortunately got muted because of all the wind and shit. And it's, I told you this was GTA.
Yeah.
So that's how it all begins. Somewhere in threatening the public servant, and that point, he yells at someone and is all like, this is GTA.
Let's see.
Oh my god, bruh. Woo-wee! Yeah.
He's
Get you some.
jumping over.
Fuck, nigga.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah, the
Come on,
N-word's
I
used a
told
lot
y'all
here.
This is GTA, bro.
I
Oh, yeah,
imagine
you
that's
wanna
what he
pick?
said as he
You
went
wanna
out the
pick,
government
little fuck,
building.
nigga?
He's
Look at him. See him, little fuck, nigga.
He does apparently like to use that word a lot.
Hell yeah, he's
out of
everyone on
nowhere.
Xbox Live.
That's what he meant by this is GTA. He is that asshole.
Hitting and running. Like, I've dreamt about it. I think we've all played it. I'm of that generation to where we sat down in high school and we played a lot of GTA 3. And we were like, fuck it. Go bounce off the cars. I don't give a shit about this, but we don't do it.
Oh God, I feel like he's a Florida
He's
hero.
a hero. Yeah, I was just going to say that. Like, he's my hero. He's doing everything 16-year-old Roger wanted to do.
How old is this guy? 29, 32?
I am younger than
it
him.
doesn't say,
I'm
yeah.
older than him, I
Yeah.
think.
He looks old though. He looks like he's in his 40s. He's definitely a Clearwater 40.
God, such a true thing. They age horribly down there.
It's all that sun, and they never wear sunscreen because they're nerds.
I don't wear sunscreen either, and we're in
You
the
don't?
sunniest place in Colorado.
Dude, I got so sunburned playing golf yesterday. It was ridiculous. It was cloudy. I was like, "Well, how you get fucking sunburned when it's cloudy out?"
Yeah, okay, well, first of all, greenhouse gases.
Yeah, that
They
I don't believe
trap
that
the
Al Gore
sunlight.
shit.
You don't?
Nah,
Okay, fair enough.
he's just making a documentary that was convincing.
It was profitable.
Wait, tons of money.
I think we got to the bottom of that one.
Cool.
If
Solved.
you didn't know, me and
Next
Brent
mystery.
care little for climate change.
You're
You might even say we deny it.
Well, I mean, like we both agreed that the Earth is flat.
Yeah, the Earth is
The
definitely
Earth
flat.
is definitely flat. Me and that basketball player and Roger here are in a group.
Which
I
basketball
can't
player?
remember his name. There's some basketball player that says that the Earth is flat.
God, I hate celebrity worship. Like, what the hell? When I saw Tequila... Okay, so I follow Tequila because...
Tequila?
Indeed. Because of obvious reasons. She looks like a doll that can be used for sex.
Yep.
So when I saw her promoting the flat Earth theory, I was all like, this will never take off. And now I honestly have also been caught up in a discussion about the Earth being flat with people on Facebook.
Wait.
The post was just about how cool the solar
Wait.
eclipse is going to be.
And now you're getting hate mail, not hate mail, but you're getting into arguments that this is fake.
What's going on with the world, Brent? You know?
Man, that's so much better.
Is it? What did you do?
I took the clothes out of the back of the bag.
Okay, another fun fact about me and Brent. He used to be in film school, and I would hang out a lot, and
Yeah.
he'd be like, hey, this is some stuff that we needed to know for film and stuff. And one of those rules were clean up your shot because it looks too busy
It
and it'll
looks
be
so bad.
distracting.
And there's already a bunch of shit in the back anyway, because we're in the Information Studios and we have a giant budget here.
Mm-hmm. So 10 plus years into this entertainment game,
Yeah.
and we're now
In a bedroom.
halfway remembering to clear the shot.
For a video that's only going to be up right now, because it deletes immediately after I stop it. Mainly because I want to encourage everybody to tune in live,
You should.
because these fucking episodes don't come out until every week.
Me and Jay of video games would also like everyone to tune in live, but they're all doing their stupid open mics.
Classic.
Like across the nation. I get
Typical.
hundreds of messages going, I'm at an open mic, brah.
Brah! Brah!
We like staring at each other. That's the other thing.
Yeah, that's cute.
I'm always staring at this way. I'm all like, look at me. Wearing a Green Day shirt. Wearing a blue plaid shirt.
You fit into Denver so well.
Hell yeah.
Well, let's move down to our next story. Jimmy John's. Jimmy John. What the
Fast
fuck?
food.
So if you don't know what Jimmy John's is a sandwich shop that is notorious for being wicked fast with their
Which, before we continue, is super true. Like, I've ordered a sandwich, and then 7 minutes later, it just comes at my door, and I'm like,
it's
okay.
stupid. And like their advertisements for it's freaky fast definitely are correct.
Yeah.
Because it's like you call, you hang up, and it's there. It's like, what the fuck?
You had to put the ingredients together, I thought.
Did you build this on the drive over? What happened here? So apparently, if you haven't followed Jimmy John, he has been in some heat in the past for for killing. He didn't kill
Beautiful
Cecil the
beasts.
lion, but he kills
He kills elephants,
big game, and he posts pictures of it. And he claims that everything he does is 100% legal.
which I can explain, actually. He's part of a big rich people shooting scheme.
Oh, really?
So what they do is rich people will hire various companies to take them on shooting safaris. You know, like
Yep.
you're out in the wilderness, shoot a fucking lion. It's coming
Yep.
at you. So what that company does is they go to the preserve where animals are protected and somewhat a little bit more docile, you know, because the humans come and they treat them and shit. They lower those lions off of the protected land and the rich people shoot them.
What?
That's what Jimmy John's is doing.
really.
Yeah. Not to take
God-
away from this
God, that
story,
kinda
because this
makes me wanna
story even
throw
gets
up a little bit.
crazier.
Are you shitting me?
I swear to God, this is what happens.
So they lure them off of the protected
Preserve,
land
yes.
with like food or like
know,
or like lioness pussy.
All sorts of stuff. Smells, meats, what
Wow.
lions and giraffes like.
Just so people can. Wow, that's worse than I thought.
Yeah, Jimmy John's is a monster. And he also denies the Holocaust.
What? No, that can't be real.
Don't swear to God on that one.
Let me check this one. Let's Google this.
I remember maybe 5 years ago or so, there was a
How do you spell
Holocaust.
Holocaust. I just spelled holiday.
It's like holodeck, but then you end it with cost. Caust. Maybe there's an L in there. Holocaust?
Holocaust.
Holocaust.
Nathan Field. Jimmy Jones.
Did
No.
I get fake news?
You might have gotten fake news.
I got fake news.
Well, that's why we are here, because we're the real experts. So Jimmy John, he kills.
Can I just show also how easy it is to check the absurd facts you make, everyone?
Yes, yeah, right.
You
So
can just
please,
Google it.
do you see how long that took? It didn't even take 10 seconds. People.
I didn't even retweet it. You stopped my retweet. You're like, no.
He kills a lot of big animals.
Yes.
JJ does, and he takes pictures with it, and people hate him. But his sandwiches are super fast, and he's the man. He's also a big, fat dude. Now, there is a picture that has been circulating the internet of a naked, fat dude humping a dead shark on the back of a fishing boat. And it looks like it's a It looks like it's Jimmy John.
It looks like
It
it's
looks
Jimmy
it
John.
looks for sure like it's Jimmy John.
It has the same smile.
He does, and he's got the same shit-eating grin. He's got
Same haircut.
I love
hair
his
color.
his tan lines too for his pants. I don't know why I find that so funny, but I find this really humorous. And it's a big shark. Probably what, 7 feet, 8 feet?
Well, he is, because we have
And he's
we have
humping it.
measurements. He is crouched over like you would do a woman doggy style,
If she was laying with her legs flat,
and
though.
he is torso over.
Yep.
Like you kiss the back of her head and whisper dirty things.
Right before you slip it in.
Yep. So that shark's maybe like 7, 8 feet.
Like we were talking about earlier, it's the
Yeah.
whole torso difference part
Yeah.
that's that makes it so difficult. So this, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the picture looks a lot like JJ, but he claims adamantly that it is absolutely not him.
It could be a good Photoshop job. I mean,
and it could be a good Photoshop job. You are correct. But by he claiming not, I mean his spokesperson for Jimmy John's claims it was not. So it looks like him. So other folks thought maybe it's the Florida Gators head coach.
the plot thickens.
Which, if you look at the Florida Gators head coach, he looks a lot like Jimmy John, Gators head coach. He's just another fat white dude. And
Okay.
He's also so it's Jim McElwain.
No, it's the Jimmy John's guy.
It's definitely Jimmy John's guy because his hair is more. It's more Jimmy John's.
For those looking it up, type in James McEwen and you'll see it's the Jimmy John's guy.
Yeah, because the Florida Gators head coach is also known for hunting big game too, and he's come under some controversy for that as well. But if you look at this picture, which again I will post, this guy, it's definitely Jimmy. It's the dude. So he again, people are getting pissed off about it. But everyone has said from spokespeople for Jimmy John's and for the University of Florida that it is not them. So the hunt is still on.
What an absurd call to receive in the PR departments of both of these places.
Thank you for calling.
You're
Jimmy
trying to fire Margaret because she's stealing books at the library again. And now all of a sudden you have to deal.
You get this dropped in your lap.
Yeah. Listen, what was James doing? You got to clear that up. Last Friday, supposedly, he shot an elephant.
Oh God. I would love it if she gets a call from him. Like, all right, Margaret, hey, just a heads up. Hey, it's JJ. just shot an elephant, and I heard that the picture got leaked. Need you to. It's gonna look like I was humping it, but I definitely was not. I learned my lesson after the shark incident. I promise
My
you.
pants are off. Yes.
Yes, my pants are off
It
again.
was hot.
It
was Africa.
It was very hot. I was trying to. I had a loincloth on because I wanted to blend in, but it fell off right before right before I took the picture.
Yes, I'm aroused. I killed an elephant. I'm powerful. Just do your job.
Do your job, Margaret. Oh, God. What do you think? You think it's him?
I think it's him. Because of the story that I told you that was a Vice story. I have references for that, like rich people luring tigers out
Really?
and shooting them. Yeah.
I mean, I can
Vice
see
did
that.
a
It
story
doesn't
and
shock
BBC
me.
did a story about it.
Uh,
And he runs with these circles. So, like, I don't think it's too far for him to to fish a shark. And
he probably shot it, though, when he pulled it up. He's like, shoot it! Just for good, just for
See,
safe
I was going
measure.
to say, and as it's dying of suffocation,
Jesus.
he rubs on it.
While it's still alive, just so its last bit of dignity
Is
is
taken
taken.
entirely.
What?
So he enters the afterlife a broken soul.
And everyone who eats Jimmy John's, and when they slather that Jimmy John's mayo on there, that's just putting you one step closer to Jimmy John's private zoo in the sky of animals he's murdered.
It's insane. I can't imagine that lifestyle. Like, I know if I become that rich, because I believe I'll become rich through shady means. But if I become that rich, dude, I don't know if I
don't even know if I'd want to big game hunt.
I would want to go to Africa.
Yeah, but I don't need to hunt these motherfucking animals.
But you gotta
And he
carry
also
a
says,
gun.
too, so back in 2015, he told the Chicago Tribune,
Chicago.
the Chicago Tribune, that I choose to hunt and I choose to fish. Everything I've done has been totally legal. Asterisk. And the meat has been eaten, if not by me, then by someone I'm with. Which means he just kills these animals with poor, like, local folks. Like, I don't need that
There
one.
you go.
You can have that. I'm
That
just gonna
elephant that was trampling your crops is dead.
yeah, right? Dude, that elephant was huge, too.
Elephants are.
No, the one that he fucking shot?
Oh,
was
yeah, it's a
gigantic.
big one.
It's gigantic.
They're the largest land mammal since the dinosaurs.
Really?
I think so. Nova said so. I realize that I don't have the sources.
You
that
are
I used
very
to.
bad at your footnote game.
Yes, my footnote game is definitely subpar. Footnote. I just learned what a footnote was 5 years ago, and I went to.
You were a writer in school.
I was.
Wow. It's that public school education.
I just like boobs, you know? That's what public education taught me.
Oh, boy. Well, speaking of boobs,
Boobs.
let's talk about NASA engineers on their day off.
All right.
You want to do that?
I like that.
Awesome. So, moving on to our next story, there is a NASA engineer who has created a massive super soaker that shoots water 243 miles per hour. Whoa.
That's like a plane.
Dude, that might be faster than like a land car.
I believe it is.
Like the fastest land car? I have no idea.
Oh, I think it is.
It might be. I don't know. It's definitely faster than the fastest production car. See, this is why we need a fact checker here in the studio.
This is just me and Brent like thinking. We have
There-
Google in
there's-
front of us, and you're like,
The-
let's stop for a moment and think.
The recording I did with Kenny DeForest, there was a thing where I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, let's look into this," and I'm just quiet for like, and then I had this idea, which just left a horrible taste in because this girl claimed that she had a threesome with a dog and a dude who died from having sex with an anaconda.
Wait, oh yes.
So they had a threesome with dude, dog, and girl, and we were trying to, he's like, how does that work? And then I quickly was like, well, I think the only way and it was gross.
I don't even need to think about it. It's done one way only.
Check
The
that-
dog's the alpha, and the dude just getting that head pleasure. Because You can't do a devil's three-way where you're splitting the rift, you know.
So listen to the podcast with Kenny DeForest, and you'll figure out that that's not actually true.
Really?
I figured out the Rubik's Cube really quick. It was gross.
All right.
And it's still legal, too.
Okay.
It's still legal in Florida the way that I figured it out.
Okay.
Gross.
All right.
Back to the
Florida,
story.
Having fun.
Back to the story. So apparently, this guy, where the shit? I lost his name. Mark Rober.
Mm-hmm.
He is a former NASA engineer, and he has since retired from NASA to become, quote, the world's greatest dad. Which means that which means that that's how shitty it is at NASA, to where someone's like, see, I could send rockets up into space like I always wanted to do as a kid, or I could just raise my kids and build a massive 7-foot, 243-mile-per-hour super soaker.
Capable of killing them with one precise shot.
Yeah, right? It's fucking brutal. And what's great is if you look at the picture, the dude looks so excited to be like the look on his face is so priceless. It is pure ecstasy, pure joy. There is no child in this world that has ever felt joy or pleasure as much as this guy is feeling right now.
There's a 6-inch water hose attached to the back of that gun.
It's fucking awesome.
This is what happens when you don't fund science, people. Scientists are all like, I'm going to become a dad.
I'm gonna make my own shit. Dude, and seriously though, like, quit cutting funding for NASA. Let's put this kind of technology into rocket propulsion technology.
Water?
Oh, there it is, water. Yeah.
Water rockets?
Let's shoot those at terrorists. Who knows?
Yeah, the explosive power of water is really breaking the ionosphere.
243 miles an hour could do it. I'm so dumb. So this guy posted up a video of this online, and he now, with his 7-foot super soaker that looks exactly like the OG super soaker.
Oh yeah,
If you remember back in the 90s, it was the classic one that you had, like, fuck yeah, this is the shit. This is what it is.
Yeah, pump it 50 times, stop your buddy's heart, you know? True story that happened in California.
Really?
Pumped it up a shit ton of times and then just shot his buddy in the fucking chest. And then
like point blank?
It was enough force to stop his heart, and I think the kid died because medical science wasn't that good in the 90s.
Wow.
We're actually doing better.
Really glad you brought that downer note on this
I
last
thought it was
story.
an upper. I thought that was a funny note.
Kid dies. However, what an idiot.
Yeah, right? We all made fun of him.
What a fucking idiot. So this video here has him splitting a watermelon perfectly in half with this super soaker. And he has
World's greatest dad.
Newest headline, world's greatest dad in jail for splitting his toddler in half on accident with
like
super
a watermelon.
For Gallaghering his daughter.
Gallagher's all like, I never wore that hat.
Oh, man. If you want to make one of these, you can definitely make one of these because Mark Rober definitely put it online. He has the CAD files online. Also, his colleague posted a detailed making of video on YouTube, which I will put a link to as well in the description, I hope.
Get out there and make a gigantic super soaker. Murder a neighbor boy.
Oh, man. Super soaker link. Got it. Yeah, that thing's pretty cool. He's got, like, shots of him splitting glass panes with it. Like, this thing's the real deal. I can't wait for the government to hire him. Like, all right, let's see what else he can do.
Again?
Yeah. Let's see what else he can do. He's still got our skills up there.
To be honest,
he
I've
owes
always
us.
looked at super soakers and gone, why can't we use this in war? You know, like, why are we killing each other? Why isn't there just like, because I still get the same amount of pleasure. Okay.
Fire hoses.
I've never killed a person, but I still get the same amount of pleasure when I hit someone with a super soaker than when I hit someone with, a snub-nosed 357.
How do you know you get the same amount of
I
pleasure?
don't.
I don't believe this. You look like you've got stories.
I try to set it up that way.
We're not buying it, Norquist. We're not buying it. Well, Roger,
I'm not
fucking
buying that he quit his job. I
he-
think he was fired,
he was fired for trying to develop this
You don't
shit.
become world's greatest dad. You quit NASA to be like, I'm starting a company.
You gotta think, what is the spouse doing?
All right, what's his priorities? What's the spouse doing? I'm judging this man a lot.
I would love it if he just
Got
told
divorced.
NASA, yeah, and like she was wicked rich,
Yeah.
and he just took half the money. He's like, fuck you, NASA. I'm gonna go make super soakers,
Be the world's greatest dad. Smoke pot.
play Xbox, call kids faggots online. Dropping a hard aught at the end of the show.
Hell yeah, that's the thing that makes that word bad.
The aught.
Yeah.
If you just say fag, it's okay,
It's
but
perfectly fine.
it's the aught that really.
Says 2 straight white males.
2 straight white male comedians from Denver. Shocker. We need to get Miss Z.
We're doing it,
We're doing our thing here. Everyone, thank you for joining us. Roger, thank you for joining
you,
us as
Brent.
well. Hope you enjoyed your time with us. Is there
I did.
is there anything you want me to plug? I know that you love this plug. You host the Lions Lair
I do.
every Monday, which is the highlight of your week, I hear.
It is. People bring me cocaine, and I can live.
And they bring you drama.
They do. All the
Lots of
drama.
drama.
Let's just say me and Byron, probably the most sexist comics in the world. It's like Handmaid's Tale up in this bitch.
Way to bolster that stereotype you've had. And that's every Monday.
Every Monday.
If you want to try comedy at
Denver.
1:45 a.m. To a room that's not listening to you, that is.
But there is like 20 people in there for some reason.
At some points.
Yeah. The
But
first 90 minutes is solid.
It's pretty great, and then the next 90 minutes is pretty rough.
Yeah, real. That's why I get cocaine.
Roger, where can they follow you? Do you want to put that out there?
Twitter and stuff.
Where's that at?
www.twitter.com.
Jesus Christ, what is your handle, you fucking idiot?
At PigmanX.
At PigmanX. Yeah. Okay, what's the deal with that?
The deal is, you might remember that summer me and Sam and Clay and Bonzo went out to Ithaca for Clay's graduation, do some punk writing, and
Yes.
we were watching Seinfeld, and there's an episode in which Kramer has to save the Pigman. And then
I am
Sam
the Pigman.
Sam was all like, "You're the Pigman now," and I was all like, "You know what? I guess."
And that was it. That's how
Yeah,
it
that
started?
was it.
Well,
It's now my Twitter handle. It's now my gamer tag. It's basically
Instagram?
everything. I think it is my
you
Instagram
don't do
actually.
Instagram, so we won't cross that one
No,
off.
it's at PigmanX.
Wow.
I swear to God, that's my Instagram. Projects really is where I want you to go. Bible Goes West.
Yes.
Me and Brent being a fool.
It's so fun.
New project which should be done maybe by the time this is released.
Yep.
Is No Gods No Masters, which is a puppet show I'm doing with Sarah Hake.
A puppet show? Like a
William
video
Elder.
puppet show?
It is like Sesame Street,
Can you
but we're
tell
teaching the
me
kids
how
about
you
anarchy.
can- Wow.
Indeed.
Anarchy, huh?
Indeed, written by me, Joe Gray. Sarah's directing. Katie Bowman's the star,
Whoa.
along with Joe Gray playing some old man Slab. You'll get it.
Old man Slabby.
It's gonna be insane. Also, probably lots of death threats gonna come from that
That's the
because we
best.
are definitely maybe okaying political assassination.
So you're Kathy Griffining.
Yep. But not apologizing for it.
She had to. She just needed the publicity.
No, I don't need the publicity. I just need, let's just say I agree with some scenes of Taxi Driver.
Okay. 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 Roger, thank you again for joining us here at the show.
Yeah, this was
fun. Make sure you check out his show, The Bible Goes West,
Indeed.
on Sexpot Comedy. It's excellent. Big thanks to Sexpot Comedy for helping put this show out in the ether as well. And follow us Twitter at InfoNews, INFAUX News, and Facebook, facebook.com/information. Podcast release every Tuesday, as you probably know. Thanks for joining us. Become part of the Info Nation. Follow us on Facebook, and soon we're going to have some exclusive content for you guys. Hope you enjoyed the show. Enjoy Charlie Daniels Band playing Trudy on his 16 greatest hits. This has been Information. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week. Good night.
Love is whiskey and I love is women. Drove a big long Cadillac limousine.